Lights. Camera.
Action. Hey everybody, it's Emily. Welcome back to Real Talk. We're getting real about all the latest in TV and film. And oh boy, is that true this week. It is once again Big Brother Friday, and I have a lot of things I want to say, and I'm going to get very real here. So, actually I'm going to start this video out by asking you guys to please share this with anybody and everybody you know who watches Big Brother. I want all Big Brother fans to see this video because there are some important things that I want to discuss about this past week on the show. I have to mentally prepare myself for this. Alright, so first off, I'm just going to get straight to it. We're going to talk about the gameplay as quickly and briefly as possible. Not much to talk about there this week. Paul won HOH, we already knew that, and it seemed very obvious. He was putting Jessica and Cody up, especially after she makes this whole comment, really dumb comment by the way, about the whole halting Hex. Like, why would you say that in front of everybody on national? Like, what did you gain by doing that? I don't understand her thinking there. And so it seemed obvious that Paul was going to call her bluff. Like he said, he wanted to put them up to see what would happen. And, well, they went up. Nothing happened. And then with this whole temptation competition, Jason went up as a special third nominee, which is barely a blip on the radar because Paul also won veto and pulled him off. And, like, the whole week was a blip on the radar as far as gameplay goes because, shocker, Jessica used the halting Hex to save herself and Cody. Alright, we're done there. Now it's time to really spill the tea, folks. I want to talk about this quote-unquote bullying that happened towards Jessica and Cody this week, because I know a lot of people are all up in their feelings about it. Now, full disclosure, I do not personally subscribe to the live feeds. I keep up with them through Joker's Updates, which, if you don't know, is a website that transcribes the live feeds. There's a whole group of people that transcribe the live feeds for those of us who want to keep up with it but can't afford it or don't have the time. And Joker's Updates went into great detail about this whole incident. My question here is, what did you all expect? Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying I condone everything that was said among the other house guests about Jessica and Cody. It went far, way too far at certain points. However, Jessica and Cody, their gameplay has been mediocre at best. I don't know, like, I've talked in many of my previous BB19 videos how I don't like their gameplay. If you want more detail, go to them. But their gameplay is just awful. And especially this week, Jessica going back and forth with, like, am I going to use the Hex? Maybe I will. Like, if you give me this deal, I'll not use it. And that's just their gameplay. On a personal level, they're no angels either. In fact, just this morning on Joker's Updates, there was a post about a comment Jessica made saying she wants to, how did it put it, put Alex's head, or slam Alex's head in a door, I believe it said. Regardless of if she has actual intention to act on this comment, and regardless of her saying it behind Alex's back, it's not okay to say it. Period. And she's been saying a lot of crap like that. And Cody, it's been well documented that he's made some very unkosher comments. People were all up in their feelings about that for a hot minute, but now suddenly people have forgotten about that. Again, these two are no angels. We can't forget that. So again, what do you all expect is going to happen? They keep acting like this. They keep playing this game and acting as if whatever they do just has no consequences, personally or game-wise. You know, they're just like, oh, we keep getting safety. We can win this comp and that comp, and none of it matters. Yeah, it does matter. How long do you think the rest of the house guests are going to take it? Especially if you're pulling crap like coming at Raven like that. Regardless of how anybody feels about Raven right now, can we all just agree that that was really stupid on Jessica's part? Raven was doing nothing there. She was having a conversation about, like, nothing with Kevin and Jason, I believe it was. There was no reason for Jessica to come at her like that. It was pointless. So if you're going to keep pulling things like that, do you not think that eventually the other house guests are going to be angry with you? They're going to not just sit around and wait until they get lucky enough to evict you. They're going to react on another level. And that's what happened this week. Again, I don't condone a lot of the things that were said. Personally, I didn't like that they brought Cody's military service into it. I think that deserves to be respected. However, that does not give you carte blanche to act like a jerk, Cody. We can't forget that they have brought a lot of this on themselves. They're not innocent here. And that's, like, and that's my whole frustration with this, is that all of a sudden people are just making Cody and Jessica out to be the victims. And like I said, they have just, this is all a product of their actions. There's really no other way for me to look at it, and I wanted to put this out there. Let's all be nice to one another in the comments, because I have a feeling this video, if you guys are kind enough to share it like I have asked, we'll probably get a little hate. But I don't care, because, you know, we can't be one-sided in this. We have to look at both sides of the story. And that's my whole purpose with my BB19 video this week. Hopefully you guys received this well. Hopefully you can enjoy this video regardless of how you felt about this week. Please comment your thoughts. Again, be nice. Let's all just have a rational conversation. And yeah, like this video. And again, please share it with anybody you know who watches Big Brother. I want everybody watching this video. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, because every subscriber is welcome, loved, and appreciated. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.